Hi, everyone. I'm Tony DeCopel. We begin with a new report about President Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor, Jared Kushner. According to the Washington Post, Kushner spoke with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak about the possibility of setting up a secret and secure communications channel between Trump's transition team and the Kremlin. The Post says Kislyak told his superiors in Moscow that Kushner made the proposal during a meeting on December 1st or 2nd at Trump Tower. Kislyak also reportedly said Kushner suggested using Russian diplomatic facilities in the United States for the communications. CBS News has confirmed that Kushner is under scrutiny by the FBI as part of the investigation into Russian election meddling and possible collusion with the Trump campaign. Adam Entous is in Washington. He's one of the authors of that Washington Post report, and he joins us now. So, Adam, talk to us a bit about how this reporting came about and what jumps out to you as the most important aspect of it.
Right. Well, I mean, the backstory here, from as far as the Post is concerned, is we got an anonymous letter which described all this in December, but we actually didn't really know what to make of it, and we never used it. And just in recent days, sources have confirmed for us that U.S. intelligence had intercepted Kislyak's reporting about that meeting on December 1st or December 2nd to Moscow, and based on those intelligence reports, we wrote a story today, just published, which explains what Jared had reportedly, according to Kislyak, had sought, which was to use, he proposed the idea of using these Russian facilities to establish this back channel, or this channel of communication. And Kislyak, in his reporting to Moscow, expressed surprise. He was taken aback by the notion that the incoming team would want to use Russian communications channels basically to have that back channel.
So if I'm reading the article correctly, the meeting between Kushner and Kislyak was not monitored, and Kushner himself was not being surveilled. But after the meeting, Kislyak, who was under surveillance, detailed the contents of the meeting, and that's what you're reporting?
Correct. I mean, we know, for example, when President Trump tweeted that there was a wiretap at Trump Tower, which everyone in the intelligence community disputed. We subsequently reported about a month ago, that there was a single FISA issued in 2016 involving this investigation, and that was a FISA targeting the communication of Carter Page. And there wasn't a targeting of Jared or of Mike Flynn at that point in 2016, which is when this this meeting took place at Trump Tower. That doesn't mean that the FBI hasn't received court approval to monitor communication since the beginning of this year. But based on our reporting, what occurred here, and frankly, this is central to the FBI's investigation. What we're dealing here is what's known as an incidental collection. So this is the FBI, the NSA. They're targeting the foreigners. They're targeting the Russian ambassador. They're targeting Russian communications outside of the United States, and they capture in those communications mentions of meetings with members of the Trump team, and that is the basis on which this particular intelligence reporting about this meeting is based.
And you and your colleagues wrote in the article, quote, "The discussion of a secret channel adds to a broader pattern of efforts by Trump's closest advisors to obscure their contacts with Russian counterparts." Can you speak more about that pattern and also the implications?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you go back to around the same period when the intelligence community was preparing its assessment that the goal of the Russian meddling in the election was to help Trump, there were efforts first to dispute that was indeed the findings of the intelligence community. Of course, you remember that Michael Flynn, then the National Security Advisor designate, spoke to Kislyak, again the Russian ambassador, who's detailed in this report. They had a conversation at the end of December, towards the end of December, and you had a mischaracterization of what was discussed by Vice President Pence. And in fact, that it turns out that mischaracterization is what prompted the president to fire Flynn in February. And so you know, over and over again for reporters who are covering this, we find out about something, we're told it did not happen, there wasn't this contact, and then you know, the officials then will confirm that there was the contact, and then they might say that the contents were innocuous or nothing of substance was discussed, such as the Flynn Kislyak communication, and then later we discover, maybe because of intelligence that had been collected against the Russians, that in fact that wasn't the case, and there was a substantive discussion contrary to public statements.
Now, we're getting into spy novel territory here, but I am curious to what extent you think it's possible that Kislyak, for some reason, wanted this exchange, this call of his to Moscow, to be picked up and to be reported in this way.
Yeah, I mean, signals intelligence, which is the kind of intelligence that this is, where we're intercepting communications. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows people don't necessarily are telling the truth when they're talking on the phone and when they're writing emails. And so that is very true when it comes to diplomatic communications and intelligence reporting. So it is possible that Kislyak is exaggerating. It is possible that Kislyak is making it up to plant a false incriminating information in the intelligence that was collected by the United States. It is also possible that he's telling the truth. And I don't know if let me mention this, that in December of 2016, the Washington Post received an anonymous letter from a person that detailed everything that is in our story today. We didn't really take it to the bank, obviously. We never reported the contents of that letter. Only in recent days were we able to verify that U.S. intelligence had intercepted very similar, in fact, identical information with Kislyak's reporting to Moscow. So there is also, for us, the comfort of knowing that we had received this anonymous letter, which I will not go into the sourcing of that letter, but it is from the United States, not from another place, detailing again this exact same exchange that took place in great detail.
Adam Entous of the Washington Post. Adam, a tremendous piece of reporting tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.